Hello, my name is Alberto, I'm one of the owners of Cabinet Bits, and I am going to help you today to assemble one of our console tables, a 2-drawer console table, our 303 reference. We are assembling the white one, but of course this would apply to any of the other colors. I think there's 7 or 8 colors on the range. So I'll just talk you through how to do it, and I hope this is going to make your life a lot easier. So once you open the box, you're going to find a few parts, all the parts that are required. You will find a little box, which is in here, a little cardboard box with all the fixing kits, the small bits like screws, dowels, handles, they will be all inside. Then of course we got the parts. So here we got the top, we got crossbars and uprights, we got the back panel, which is unfinished. I'll just put it on the side because we need some space. The base shelf. You got 2 sides, left and right. The drawers, you're gonna find 2 drawers, of course. I have pre-assembled one for the sake of the speed, so I just left one to be assembled. So you're gonna find 2 drawer fronts, 4 drawer sides, which have the little groove, 2 drawer backs, and 2 back base panels for the drawer. The runners, 4 runners. All the nails and screws will be inside. So shall we start? Let's start assembling it. The way that I like doing this first is just getting rid of as many of the small parts as possible. So assembling the frames is a good thing to do that. Just putting all the dowels at both ends. So just put the little dowels at both ends of these parts, all the crossbars. So just there, over there. It's just kind of keep the things going. Very easy to do. Same in there, it's just 2 either end. All these small parts, they are going to be numbered because they can easily be confused, of course. So here we go, the numbers will be on the back, a little stamp at the end of it. So for example, number 7, number 6, 4, this will be number 5, and this will be number 8. So if we start, let's start with the front frame, which is parts number 4, 7, and 6. So here we got number 4, number 7, which is the one that's going to go in between them, and number 6. So number 6 is the base one, the bottom one. They will be finished, unfinished on the back, finished at the front. There you are. You will see that you will find little holes on them. That's to attach, of course, this little upright. So we got number 4, which is just below the top. So this will be our number 4. Let me just, for the sake of my here, I will just put it that way. Number 4, and this will be number, oops, wrong way, that way. So still unfinished, there we go. So number 4, on the number 7, you would find there is a little stamp saying up. So the up meaning that is going to be facing up. So this one will be attaching on number 4, which is that part there, which is there, of course, up. So number 4 up. And then we got number 7. So this effectively is going to be their way up. So this will be the front frame. And you can find also that number 4 will have a couple of little holes at the bottom, which is used to attach to the top. You see, so very important to make sure that that is the right one in there. So to attach them together, a couple of screws. You can easily be doing this with a screwdriver, handle one. For the sake of the speed, of course, I'll be using a little power drill. It makes things a lot easier and faster. Just keep the parts together. Make sure that they are nice and tight. There is no gap between them. There we go. Number 7. So this is one of them. Frame. And now the back frame, which is parts number 8 and 5. This being number 5 and this is number 8. So again, number 8, we have a little up stamp on it, so we'll know which way it will go. So here we go, we want it like that. Again, we just keep these screw holes on the same size. You could do the other way, but just for the sake of the, keeping it nice and neat, keep them on the same size. Just putting it now back in there. So number 8 is going to be sitting up, and this will be the top, of course. So again, one more screw in there. Nice and tight. Again, I like doing these on a table with a cloth. Just make sure the painted parts don't get scratched, and it's very nice to work on, of course. So we got both frames, front and back, assembled. What we need to do now is attach them to the side panel. Just, you got left and right. The difference between left and right, of course, is going to be the little groove on the back, which is where the back panel is going to be sitting on. So, groove on the back is the back, so this will be our left-hand side, looking at the item from the front. So just place it flat on the floor, and then we can feed the part. So on the back, here we go, we got number 8 and 5, number 5. You could assemble the other way around, of course. You could do this. It would fit nicely, it doesn't make a difference. But I don't like to have these on the back, because once you put the back panel, if the screw head is sticking out a little bit, you would just make things a little bit awkward. So I always put the screw on the inside. So another screw in there. Again, nice and tight. So that is number. Now the front frame, again, unfinished on the inside. Just make sure that we got our up. Our up, of course, is there. Let me just show you. So we fit them in there, nice and tight. So we got our up sign and our up sign here as well, where it's going to be attached to the top. So again, a couple of screws. One screw in there, one screw in there, and just turn this around. And screw it up. Nice and tight. There we go. Once that's done, we can put the other side. You could turn this upside down, of course, or you can just place it on the top. You could do that, it's a little bit awkward, so I prefer on a case like this. Oops, sorry, I forgot the shelf. We got a shelf. In this case, we have a shelf. We've got a model without a shelf, so that's why I got a bit confused. But here we go. We got a shelf which is going to sit in there, but for that we need to put the dowels. Same as the other parts. In this case, it's just one dowel at either end. Dowel and dowel. And this again is a one way. That is not going around because the bottom isn't finished. The top is finished, so you will simply sit there. Again, a couple of screws. One to hold in there. Screw on that side. Screw from the top. In this case, you will find that there is a couple of screws that go that way as well. So it keeps the whole thing very firm. So we just put the screws in there. We just turn this around. There we go. And now is when we put the top. So we can just put the top like that, which would probably be easier in this case because now we've got a shelf at the bottom and don't want to be moving these things too much because they might break the dowels. So simply like that. Nice and neat, every single little top, every corner in. Just keep it as it is and just put the screws on. So screw in there. Another couple of screws front. Just turn this around a bit. the shelf, just like we done the other side. 2 screws this way, and screws going the other way. Just turn this around, make it easier for me. So then we got the frame assembled. I'll show you. That's the whole frame assembled. All we need now to start is a top. So we can put the top. To put the top on, I prefer to put the top facing down. So that will be our top. The top will have holes for the dowels. So I always face it down. So top facing down. Put the dowels on. You will find that you will need a couple of dowels in there. Down on each corner. And we already have put the dowels on the little bar. So again, we got the front and back. We just turn around and fit them in there. Again, you cannot get it wrong because the little holes for the back bar, the cross. There you go. So all we need to do now is screw the frame to the top. Few screws. One in here, another one in there, a couple either side. Upright. So that's our frame assembled with the top attached. All we need to do now is runners for drawers. So we got 2 over here and 1 either side. For them we use the small screws, 30 millimeters provided, and you will find that there is a little pilot holes which you can just, as a guide, you know where to put it. So very easy. Just use those pilot holes. Put the screw on. As so. Same on the other side. Just make it a little more tight. More screws in here. I always like to do the front first because the front is gonna give us the stopper for the drawer front. So it's always a good idea to do the front one, make sure it's in the right place. Don't have to be too tight, as long as it's tight to the frame, it should be okay. Push it too hard, you might break the unit. Right, so So that is our runners fitted. Now we need to place the back panel. So back panel one, let's just move this out of the way. See, again, I like to put, because there is an overhang on the front, with the top, I like to put it always over a table or something like that. Then we got a nice and flush, nice and firm table to fit it in. On this case, you will find a little hole. It's always for the tip over, anti-tip over fittings that come attached come with the item, just in case you have small children. If you're worried about it, you can always attach the table to the wall where you want it. A little bit of a safety measure. So here we just got little tucks, little nails, small ones. Just make sure that the whole thing is nice and square, touching every side. Should be more than enough if you don't want that in. So 3 over here. On the other side. And a few at the top. I like to go one each side first. And we just put one roughly in the middle. And we go again. And then a few more, same thing at the bottom. We got a crossbar or an upright going up and down, so we can always put another one in there. Good measure. There you go. So that is the whole frame assembled. Let me just turn this around. So that's pretty much our console table assembled. All we need now, of course, are the drawers. I have pre-assembled one, but let me show you how to assemble. Just put this aside for a second. Easiest way to assemble a drawer. So here we go, drawer front. I always like to face it down, make sure everything is clean. Facing it down, drawer base, fit it in. Then we got the drawer sides. They are interchangeable, so they don't have left and right, so just choose one. Fit it in the side, put it in the groove. Same on the other side. And this is the back of the drawer. Again, use the groove. And then, so you could assemble screws in there, but if you do that, it tends to move all over the place. So what I like to do is just keep it firm, turn it around. Screwing it down, a lot easier. So here, what we're gonna do, so very important now that you get it should be all right, nice and same size, but just make sure that it's nice and flush all around and it's touching all the parts. So, and the front always good measure again, give it a bit of an angle, going towards the drawer front, just to make sure that the screw doesn't come out on the inside. On this case, it's just 2 screws either end. Again, make sure that it's nice and flush, square. Another screw in there, and then hold it tight again and just turn it around. And same thing on the other side. Again, making sure it's nice and flush, a bit of an angle. and square. Here we go. So that's our drawer assembled. All we need to do now is to put the little handles. In this case we got 2 bolts, one from the inside, bolt. I'm gonna use a small stubby one, makes life a lot easier. Just find the thread one side and the other one. Where is our thread? They will go together here. Where is it? There you are. Just make sure it's nice and tight. That will do. So we got a drawer, nice assembled. You will find a couple of holes on either side, on the drawer side. Those little holes are for the drawer stoppers. So what we use for drawer stoppers is very simple, very effective. Simple dowels. Just put them from the inside out. Keep it flush for now, one either side. And you insert, let me just turn this around a little bit. Insert the drawer. Once the drawer is inside, just push them in either side. Don't need to push them all the way, because you know you're going to find it difficult to get the drawer out. And then you can see that the drawer stops. It's just a simple system, but very effective. And then the next drawer, which I have pre-assembled. And here we are. Just fit it in. And that's it. So that's our console table, fully assembled, fully functioning. If you have any issues with the gaps around the frame and the drawer, very simple to adjust. The runners are very forgiving. Let me just take this one out, because the other one now has the stoppers. Just take the little screw out, just on the front, on the runner. Adjust the runner up and down as much as you need it, a couple of mil, 1 millimeter or 2. But to avoid, of course, because once you try to put the screw back, it's going to tend to go on the same hole, the previous hole, on the original one. Just give it a little bit of an angle, up or down, just choose an angle. And as soon as the screw finds its thread, you will find its way straight in. And then is how you adjust the drawer, up and down. Over. There we go. And that's the end of our little video. I hope you find it very helpful. And but if anything, please let us know, and we try to make any improvements when we can. Thank you. Bye bye.